It was Tim Keller that said Christians should be as involved in politics and government as they are in all other realms of life. And Pamela Rose Williams said, voting and politics are sometimes avoidable, but why not use your voice to make your country better? Welcome to Motivational Monday Live. And today is so exciting because we are dealing with something that is amazing. We are dealing with Christians in politics. And I have in the studio already my dear friend, somebody I celebrate so much, and he is uh, the aide to Honorable Waive, the House of Representatives for where I come from. That is in my state, Delta State in Nigeria. So he is somebody that I am so much excited to have in the studio today. So, friends all over the world, join me and let's make welcome my dear friend, Honorable Gemini Ambrose. You are welcome, Honorable.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm excited to be with you today. I am super excited to be on air with you today, and especially because of the importance of the topic we have to treat today. I am glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Now, Honorable, actually, before now, I didn't know that Honorable had been added to your name. Forgive me for coming from that dimension. So, but maybe you should tell us a little more what has happened and how it's going. Let's so that my audience can get to know more about you. So, maybe tell us a little about yourself.
Okay. Well, talking about being an honorable, it's something that came with the political appointment that I have. The honorable member representing my constituency, that is Ughelli North, Ughelli South, and Udu Federal Constituency, the person of Right Honorable Francis Ejirogene Waive. By the grace of God, I am his senior special assistant on youth mobilization. And that appointment came, and the title, the elevation, the honor of an honorable followed. That's how I became an honorable, and that's how people started calling me Honorable Ambrose Germany. That's just it. Beside that, in the last local government elections in my state, Delta State, I contested as the candidate of my party, the All Progressive Congress, for my ward, Agbaru Ward 2. And usually when people take steps like that, they don't remain the same again. The honor just follows. So looking at it from both direction, I am an honorable, and I think I'm glad about it too.
I love that. I love that. I love that. And before we go ahead, I just want to say that on behalf of my audience, I want to say we celebrate your boss. That's the one you've mentioned his name, Honorable Ejirogane. Maybe I may not call out the name, but forgive me. We celebrate him so much. I was actually in Kenya when I was following up, the campaigns and all of that. And at the end of the day, you guys got the position. He got the position. So I want to say that we thank God for what God is doing through him and how God is using him. Okay, and now let's begin. I can't just wait to hear you talking. Now the thing is, um, Honorable Wive is a pastor. You are also a minister. You are also a minister of the gospel. How has it been as a
Well,
minister of the gospel in politics? How is the
yeah.
experience like?
Well, it's been quite challenging. It's been challenging and very interesting as well. He ventured into a path that here in our country, no one has ever, followed. So he blazed a trail. He came out and said he wants to go into politics. And it was very unusual because all along he has been a very strong critic of the government of Delta State and even the whole country. And coming to say he wants to do politics, a lot of people were surprised. That aside, Honorable Waive is known to be a holiness preacher.
Yes.
So for him to wake up to
Confirm.
say he wants to do politics in Nigeria, where politics is regarded as a dirty game, it took a lot of people by surprise. But because he has been a man of integrity all along, many people tend to believe him because of his integrity, because of the good name he has maintained over the years. They believed him and they said, if this man is saying that he wants to do politics, then something can come out of it. Not forgetting that he was also SUG president in his school days of the prestigious Ambrose Ali University. So he coming into politics, he became a trailblazer. And for me, I have always loved government. I have always loved leadership and politics. And I have always known that I want to do something in this direction. But there was just no way to venture into politics. But when I saw Honorable Waive, a man I have also admired from a distance, I walked up to him and I said, I want to be part of this. He embraced me, and here we are today. So, how has the experience been? It's been wonderful. You know, on social media, you dare not come to say that let's appraise Buhari for the train that is working effectively in the country. People will be like, but you are a pastor. You are a pastor, you are supporting an Islamic man and all of that. So people have this attitude and orientation that politics is a dirty game and Christians should not be involved. That is one thing we really had to tackle, struggle with, and it's been interesting and tough. But if I have to say plus minus, it is worth it.
Wow, 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 wow. I hope my audience, you can hear that, and even those of you that will watch the replay, he said it is worth it. Now, before I
Yeah,
come
very
back to
much.
you, okay, before I come back to you, we are also expecting my dear friend, somebody that is close to me, and I'm also close to him. He's a close friend of mine. He's the deputy governor for Marsabit in Kenya, and he's supposed to also be with us in the show today. I'm expecting him to join us, though the two countries they are not having is not the same time. It's around 6 p.m. here and it's 8 p.m. over there. So there are some issues, but I hope he will be able to join us before the show is over for today. Now, let's come back to you, Honorable Jemny Ambrose. Let's come back to you. Now, you've been in this assignment now. It's getting close to 4 years that you've been in this assignment, okay? And since you have been in this assignment, how has it affected your faith? your love for God, your principles, your understanding of the scriptures? How has it affected those aspects of your life?
Okay. Well, when I was coming into this thing, I actually took a very strong decision. I was the pastor in charge of one of the international churches, Kiagodo branch. I was there with them for about 2 months or 3 months. While I was there, the campaigns for the 2019 election was also on, and I saw myself struggling to meet up with church and struggling to be effective in campaign matters. But I had to sit down to take a decision. The decision I took did not go down well with many folks, but I had this conviction that it was something I needed to do. What was the decision? You won't believe I decided to quit pastoring the church to go into the politics thing full scale and full time. It was a gamble. I did it. It looked like I have lost my faith and all of that. But I had this conviction that this is a mission that God is involved in. So I had no regret. I stopped pastoring the church and I focused on the politics. After the 2019 election, it turned out to be a very bold and a very good decision because it paid off. And then a lot of people that were being concerned about my faith began to also be convinced in the end that this thing I did was a smart thing. I still pastor currently. I do not head a church, but I work as an associate pastor. So coming into politics did not in any way negatively affected my faith because all along I have always been a preacher of reformation, a preacher of a better society. I have always tackled government matters and issues. So coming into politics afforded me the opportunity to begin to effect some of the things that I believe, some of the principles that I believe. I had the opportunity to start effecting them. So it did not affected my faith in any way. As a matter of fact, ministry doors open. Honorable Francis Ejirogene is a big time pastor, so to say,
Yes, of
the
course. You're
crying
right.
preacher. You understand? The crying preacher, one of the biggest men of God in Warri and Environs, in fact, in Delta State. We always hear him cry on radio, and it's always a wonderful thing. I never dreamt of having his pulpit to preach. I never dreamt of that. But, getting to know him and he getting to know who I am and perhaps discovering the stuff that I have, I have preached in his church countless times. And that has also helped a lot of big men around to wonder if someone that is grounded in the scripture, a man of the word, a holiness preacher can give his pulpit to Ambrose Germany, then there's something about this boy. Then this boy is a servant of God to the call. So ministry doors also opened. So it has not affected me negatively. As a matter of fact, if it's a decision I regret never taking on time.
Hmm. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want to observe. I want to say one thing. I really don't want to talk too much about Honorable Wive, because if I'm to say we should talk about him, we'll spend the whole show talking about him, because that man is a great man, a man that has affected lives. You know, I was young. When I was young, I used to hear his radio messages when I was young.
crying.
So, and today he's now representing us. So it's a great thing. So, in fact, if we say we should talk about him, we will spend the whole show talking about him. So, I don't even want to go there. That's one. Then, another thing, usually, I don't inform my guests the kind of questions I'm going to ask them before the show. So, all the questions I'm asking you today, you are not really very much prepared for them. And that's the beauty of my show because I like people to talk from their hearts, let it flow, you know. Now, I really love what you said that it has not affected your faith negatively. Instead, it has boosted your faith. Going into politics has boosted your faith, has boosted your prayer life, and has boosted other aspects of your Christian life. And I thank God for that. Now, people usually say that politics is a dirty game. I want you to be truthful to us. Since you got into politics, have you seen dirty things in the politics?
Yeah, when people say politics is a dirty game, I will not want to say it's a lie. I want to agree with them that yes, politics is a dirty game. But you see, I want to correct an impression. Politics is a dirty game as well as sport. Politics is a dirty game as well as the banking sector.
Ah,
Politics is dirty as well as secondary schools.
preach
Politics
that.
is dirty as well as comedy, as well as entertainment.
Come on
So
now.
you cannot just, yes, you cannot just pick out politics and then you say politics is dirty and then you want to sweep politics under the carpet and deny Christians of exercising their right as children of God, exercising dominion. Almost everything we do, the systems we belong to, the sectors we work in, they are all dirty. As a lecturer, aren't you facing pressures every time, even from your colleagues? There are pressures everywhere. There are dirty things happening everywhere. So, quite all right, politics is dirty. However, it was John F. Kennedy that said, if the country is sick, let the good people cure it. If politics is dirty, then it will only produce dirty leaders and dirty governance, and then we will continue to wallow in suffering. But if politics is going to produce good leaders, if politics will produce development, if politics will produce the very reason for its existence, then good.
Oh, my network is.
To make sure they remove the mess from the system. So politics is good. The more reason we need good people to come in to flood the system.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow, that is powerful. That is powerful. I tell you, that is powerful. In fact, it's an eye opener. You've said some things there that I would say, I would say that I've not heard it like that before. I've not seen it in that dimension before. And that is very powerful. Now, this government, okay, in what way, let me ask you this, please. In what way is this government uh, affecting the life of the youth? Because you said something that you are the youth mobilization, something, something. So, in what way is it affecting the life of the youth in the constituency? Yeah.
Okay, as the senior special assistant on youth mobilization to the honorable member of the House of Rep, I want to with all humility and boldness say that to a very large extent and to the best of my ability, I've been able to make some good contributions to the life of many of our young people. First, let us talk about accessibility. The days where young people cannot reach their rep, cannot reach the person who is representing them, those days are gone. Those days are those days are gone because I have one, two, three who crucially and urgently needed recommendation capacity of the member of the House of Rep. Believe I got those recommendations from the right honorable, and they were surprised. They felt like, how is this happening? You mean I am getting a recommendation without paying a cover, without being stressed? And so I said yes. So talking about accessibility to their rep, a lot of young people have access to our rep in this constituency. Our government on whole lot of empowerment, giving out equipment. I wouldn't want to mention some of these equipment, but we have given out equipment to young people so much. Again, in terms of getting a lot of young people have gotten so much through the government or through the representation of our office of my principal. So accessibility, access to some things like recommendation letters, access to things that never thought they could get. These are things ordinarily some politicians just hijack, but in our system, we give them all out. And again, just to add, there are young people who we have helped to get into the military, into the police, getting some federal jobs and appointments. Yes,
Wow.
I think I should also add this. In this wonderful relationship with the honorable member, and very it's been very interesting, and this has helped to boost the confidence of many young people that yes, if you work for a politician, you can as well benefit from him. I think this boost in confidence is also a very good thing that Will can say is commendable.
Wow. 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 Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. Now, I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to ask you this. Have there been challenges in this since you've been into politics and working with the honorable? Have there been challenges, or has it been a smooth sail all along?
Yes, there has been so many challenges. You know, there are no champions without challenges. We are not running away from these challenges though, but I must admit that the challenges sometimes they can be very overwhelming. There have been challenges. For example, there is a challenge of you know uh, meeting up to the expectation of people. When you become associated with a politician in the class of a member of the House of Reps, folks around you expect that every now and then you should be dishing out good money. No one wants to see you on a motorbike. They expect that you should be driving, but it's a challenge because this is how the minds of our figured. And the challenge there is how to now help them, how to help them unlearn and relearn new things, how to change the narratives. So people expect so much from you, but we are not physically for the fortunes that comes from it. That is one. Then being in politics also open you up for certain dangers in the society, and you just need God to be your security. There are times you have to, follow your instinct and don't sleep in your house. I have a couple of times noticed one, two persons, a funny movement around me, and I have to caution myself. There are also challenges, of people coming to harass you just because they expect that something should have been done. As a matter of fact, the things that a state governor should be doing, I have been embarrassed a whole lot of times that why is my boss or why are we not doing this thing? So you now find yourself trying to explain to them that, well, this is what we can do and this is what we cannot do. But our people seems not to want to understand many of these things. However,
Mm.
there are progresses because we over the past 3 years we have tried and we have successfully changed a lot of minds, and a lot of people are beginning to think in the direction that we are thinking. Politics, governance, and leadership is basically for the development of the society and not for our selfish gains.
I love that. Come on, I love that. Politics, it's for the development, or to be for the development of the society, not for personal wealth aggrandizement and all of
That
that.
is
I
it.
think that is
Yeah,
so
yeah,
powerful. I
yeah.
celebrate that. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
saying that. Thank you so much. Now, I want to ask you, um, you know, in some of these challenges, I thank God for some of the things that you have mentioned. So it's not an easy task. It's not an easy task. It's not something that, somebody will just go there and then everything goes smoothly. There are challenges, but in all, God is our strength. And as believers, we have Christ, we have prayer, we have the word of God, we have the weapons of prayers and fasting, and all of those things will help us in whatever position we find ourselves. And I want to say to you, I want to use this opportunity to encourage you that the power of God that is in you, is enough to sustain you, is enough to
Yeah.
sustain even the
Amen.
honorable himself. The power of God that is upon
Amen.
him is enough to sustain him. God
Amen.
knew how tough it is before he allowed you people to go into it. So if he allowed people to go into it, it's because he wants to use you people to make a change. And I believe that he that has begun a good work in you and through you is
Hallelujah.
going
Yeah.
to do it and is going to
Amen.
perfect it to the glory of his
Amen.
name. So we are praying for
Amen.
you. A whole lot of
Amen.
people are praying for you and believing God that you guys will succeed and even succeed beyond the expectation of everyone by the grace of God.
Amen.
So
Amen.
that is it. Now I want to ask you, how do you cope with working with this government now, like you said at the beginning, is an Islamic government. So how do you cope with it?
Well, let me quickly say that I can't remember saying that this government is an
No, 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 no.
Islamic
I didn't say you
government.
said so. We just,
Okay.
that meant when
Yeah.
we are
Uh,
asking you that,
yes.
why do you
Yes.
go
Yes.
with, a party
Okay.
that, and even me myself, I used to feel that APC is, but yourself and Honorable Waive has changed, has
All
made a
of that.
difference. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Well, that was one of the major challenges that we had initially. Our going to the All Progressive Congress was actually because of the possibility that we're likely going to be getting the party ticket easily compared to the other party. And it went like that. The other party is crowded and seems to be very organized, and a lot of people are they are on queue. So you coming up to say you want to go to the House of Rep, you don't expect them to just give you the ticket like that. So, but we saw the APC as a place where we could easily get visibility, and we went in and it worked for us. At the beginning, a lot of Christians had this mentality that the party is an Islamic party. We had to begin to educate them by telling them that the constitution of the party, we have read it, and there is nothing that suggests that it's an Islamic party. Yes, it may have some outlook of such, but looking at it very well, we discover that no, it is not so. And then we also have to tell them that we cannot in this country allow a political party to be seized by one religion. So if you think it's an Islamic party, let's flood it, let's go in and change it, let's go in and equal them, let's go in and make sure that we have a voice. And that was what happened. So being in this party hasn't been quite easy, but over time, looking at the things that we are doing, looking at our kind of politics, a lot of people have come to change their mind, or at least have a rethink. And it will interest you to know, my brother, that one of such persons who used to think like that, and sometimes used to give me some hard heat on social media. It will interest you to know that one of such person is the very host of this program we're having right now. But I am glad I am glad to hear you say that we have helped to change your mind. I would think that many of the things that happen, like the things that you can mention that seems to be like victimization to Christians, we believe that if Christians are in this party, a lot of such things will not happen.
Thank you so much for that. I want to say that you deserve an award for everything you said in that. You deserve an award because you said it perfectly. And there's something that struck me from what you said there. You said that the Christians need to go in. So we shouldn't just say, okay, oh, this party is like this group is like this people is like this. Christians have to wake up and go in. There are Christians that have been called into politics. They have passion for politics. They have hunger for politics. They want to be in government. So they shouldn't fold their hands. They shouldn't be silent somewhere. They should go in. They should look for every available means as God will open the door and go in. Go into APC, go into whatever they're going to go
Yes,
to,
yes.
and then make a
Let me
difference.
come in. Let me
Yeah.
come in. Talking about Christians going into politics or this political party, I want to say that it's just the right thing to do. And the earlier we venture into it, the earlier we do it, the better for us all. You see, we cannot continue to lament. I used to say something that I have moved from lamentation to participation.
Come on
Lamentation
now.
will
That's
not
right.
bring
Preach it.
results.
Mm-hmm.
Lamentations will not bring the development, only
Mm.
participation will do. Okay, let's take for instance now, take for instance, if Christians really want to come into the system and seize the system, and for okay, We have mega churches. Let me mention names. We're not a cult. We're children of God. So let me be bold to mention names. You see, there are times that many of our fathers in faith raise some dangerous prayer point from their pulpit and say, so governor or so president or so senator should fall and die. I don't follow those sentiments, because I believe that those prayers from your pulpit will not change the system. Send your boys, send your sons
Hey,
and daughters into the field. The
say,
field is the All Progressive Congress. The
say,
field
brother.
is the People's Democratic Party. Send them in. Now let's assume the Living Faith send a member and finance that member into the APC. The Deeper Life send their member and finance him into the same APC. Christ Embassy does the same.
Hey.
And then and then you have Redeem doing the same. They have the capacity to finance good men. Now
Yes.
let these churches have one of their representative in
Hey.
the APC, and then move from there to the PDP and do the same. So Living Faith is having somebody in the APC, Living Faith is having somebody in the PDP, Redeem as well. And then let's go for the primaries to see who will get the party ticket to become the governor of the state. In the end, a member of Christ Embassy snatched the party ticket of the All Progressive Congress, and a member of Living Faith snatched the ticket of the PDP. Oga, election don't finish. Oh, church don't win. Abi, church
Yeah.
don't win. And so I think that it is time for we Christians to come out. Let's move from the level of lamentation to participation.
Mm.
Politics is the answer to the problems of the society, because it is politics that bring in leaders. Leaders ride on the wings of politics to come into power.
Mm.
So if politics is what bring
Mm.
about government, then Christians should ride on politics to come into government, and when they are in government, let them do things with the grace of God that is available to them. It is high time. It is not
Mm.
something we should contemplate. It is not some
Mm.
2023 is approaching. 2023
Mm.
is approaching. Christians
Mm.
should wake up. Christians should wake up and venture into politics. Regardless of the challenges that are in politics, it's about time we take our place in the country and in the system.
Wow, 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 wow. That is awesome. That is powerful. Do you know
Thank
what
you.
St. Augustine said? He said that Christians are best equipped to be the best citizens in the kingdom of man. Christians are
That
best
is it.
equipped. Yeah. So, but we can't
Okay,
use
yes,
that.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Let me buttress.
Yes.
When you talk about citizenship, the government demand integrity, the government demand good behavior, the government demand honesty from her citizens.
Yes.
Christians are the people that naturally, by the grace of the Holy Spirit, have
Ah,
these virtues.
true.
When the Spirit of God is in you and you begin to manifest His fruit, you naturally have these virtues of integrity, of goodness, of truth, of stability, and what have
Hey.
you. So I want to agree with St. Augustine that Christians are the ones that are in the best position
Yes.
to be the best citizens in the
Yes.
society. They are
Yes.
also in the best position to occupy the best. As a matter of fact, we Christians are endangering the gospel of Christ by leaving the best offices for the unbelievers.
Wow. That's right. Come on now. I love that. That is awesome. Brother, you are good, man.
Thank you, sir.
Wow, that's good. That's true. That's true. Now, allow me, please, to say this. Now, sometimes Christians go into politics and then they forget where they are coming from and they forget that people are suffering. They forget to make the impact that is expected and needed from them. What do you say about that?
Okay. To answer that, I want to start by saying these people coming from gradually forget their roots. My question is this: how much of a Christian are they or were they before they went into politics? How
Mm,
grounded were they? You see, it is not enough to say, I am a Christian. That you are answering John doesn't necessarily mean you are a Christian. That you are from the southern part of Nigeria doesn't necessarily mean you are a Christian. Christians are people that have been bought by a price. People that are walking after the footsteps of Jesus. People that are under the lordship of Christ. Christians are a special breed. Apostle Paul called them a holy nation, a peculiar
mm.
people,
Oh, yes.
a new generation. You know, Christians are people with a difference. Not that I go to church on Sunday, that does not necessarily mean I am a Christian. So we have a lot of folks who go in there with the name of Christianity, but they end up messing themselves up. But if a man that knows his onions, if a man that is tested and proven goes in there, there is no way he will mess up, because he's used to the good life. He's used to the
Mm,
life of righteousness. You can't possibly bribe him. And that's what our honorable reverend is giving to us today. So I also want to admit that the temptations are high, the pressures are high. This is also where we, the other Christians, will now need to stand by our brothers who are called into government and who are called into politics. We need to
yes.
intercede for them. We don't need to
Yes.
celebrate. We don't need to celebrate their error. We don't need
Yes.
to publish their error. The other
Faith,
day,
faith, faith. Come on now. Mhm.
the other day, somebody said that a man of God said something nasty about another man of God, and he shared it on his page on Facebook. And a lot of people started talking again. And I told him, no, sir. Until you shared this thing, I didn't even know that this man
Mm,
of God had said this thing about this other man of God. So you're sharing it, you are publicizing, you are washing the dirty linens of Zion outside, and he
hey.
pulled it down. And so
Wow.
we must stop celebrating the mess or the errors of our soldiers who are in
Mm.
politics and who are in governance. Let's stop celebrating whatever we think they might have done wrong and pray for them. It is
Mm,
very important,
mm,
especially
mm,
now
mm,
that
mm.
we are still on the beginning, especially now that we have very few Christians in politics and in government. So let us pray for them. Let us stand by them. We also have the right to call them to order in case they are not doing well.
Mm, mm. Very powerful. Very powerful. Thank you so much. You are just giving us great answers. And we really appreciate you, my dear brother. Somebody has sent a message from the UK, and I sent you the message. I sent the message to you. It's just that because of
Thank you, sir.
sensitivity, I will not read. I will not be able to read the whole of the message, but I will just interpret it all the way from the UK. He sent a message and he said, this subject we are dealing with today is very important because even some parts of the Christians there, they leave the politics, they leave the politics for unbelievers, they leave the politics for others. And by the time they leave the politics for others, whatever they get and they start complaining, at the end of the day, it's not okay. So everyone should wake up. Churches should wake up. Christians should wake up. And that leads me to my next question, my brother. As we begin to prepare to wrap up the program, maybe I'll ask you two or three more questions and then we'll wrap up. But this one is very important. What do you have to say to a young man out there who has a burden for passion, who have a desire to be in government, and then he has nobody to help him? He has no connection. What do you say to such a person?
My advice to first, let me disagree. It is not true that there is anybody who does not have connection, who does not have people. It is not true. There are people around. There are people around. You see,
Mm,
it is not true. When you have the passion for leadership, for government, for politics, it will not begin from the top. It begins from the grassroots. There's
mm,
something our people don't value so much, and that is community service. You cannot be dreaming of becoming a big time politician when you don't come out on environmental day to tidy up your street,
your environment. Mhm.
your environment. Take up tax on your own. I
Yeah.
have led a lot of such movement and I have gotten a lot of positive results. Wake up, look into the society, frown at something that is going on, and then make your contributions to put an end to that thing. By the time you do it once, you do it again, people, leaders in your community will begin to identify you and they'll begin to lobby you. To begin to reach out to you, and before you know it, you have hooked up with perhaps a political leader who can help you out, a political leader who can sponsor you, a political leader who have discovered the stuff that you have and is interested in helping you to bring out that thing. And so it begins from you working for the betterment of the society. It begins from doing the little things. It is these little things that will make you to be known around, and then these are the little things that will make people to want to invite you to come around and see what's happening. Before you know it, you are already in the midst of the people that are governing the society. You are already with the leaders of your community, and you have started your pursuit of becoming a leader. Again, to every young man, every young lady who is interested in politics, I want to say this: mentorship. Mentorship. In the past few months, I have this call coming from every angle. Young people asking me to carry them along. Now they have seen somebody, they want to be mentored, they want to be tutored, they want to be trained, they want to follow, and that's just a way to go. You cannot become a politician sitting in your sitting room. Come out. uh, Pick out somebody that you think is doing well. Go for his meetings. Go for his meetings. The political leaders around, find a way to reach out to them, talk to them. I am interested in this thing and I want to follow. I have this passion for this thing. How can I go about it? Follow them, and before you know it, you are already learning the waters. You're already learning the waters. Follow your passion with action. The dreams that will achieve are the ones that will pursue. I say that again. The dreams that will achieve are the ones that will pursue. So follow
Mm,
your passion with actions. There are people who can help you out. You see, like the 2023 elections are coming, you should begin to ask yourself, how can I get involved? How can I get involved? What are the political parties in my society? Who are the political leaders and heavyweights in my community? Ask such questions. Do I have a permanent voters card? That is for those that are following us here in Nigeria. Do I have a permanent voters card? How do I become a member of a political party? Ask yourself these questions and follow your passion with action. And before you know it, the ball is already rolling. 1, 2, 3 years down the road, you discover that you are achieving your dreams.
Wow, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Please, I want to say this. It was Daniel Webster who said that bad politicians are sent into government by good people who don't vote. And we have people who are watching us from Kenya, from Nigeria, and from other parts of Africa and outside Africa. And this year, there is major elections coming up in Kenya. There's major elections coming up in Nigeria, 2023. Now, I want to ask, what is it that is being put in place for our people in Ughelli South to be able to be prepared for 2023, for them to be able to vote, such that we will not have people voting in the forest in our name. So how do we help our people to be able to vote, prepare them to be able to vote in 2023 elections or in the coming elections?
So, to that, I want to say first, in our own little way, we are doing sensitization and giving our people a mind shift. We are telling them, showing them the need for them to come into politics, for them to come out to vote. For one thing that my principal, Honorable Waive, has been doing is reaching out to the churches, reaching out to the body of Christ continuously, encouraging them. That one paid off so much in the last election, and we are already doubling it. We are also making sure that those who don't have voters card get their voters card. We pay logistics, we take care of logistics just to help those in the interior part to come out and get get registered and get their PVC. Beside that, we are also educating them. We are educating them on many of these things so that what they don't understand, we help them to understand on time. And most importantly, to help our people come out, to vote. One thing we are doing is, please forgive me, I'm coming down to light. One thing we are doing is pointing our achievements and our project to them, and many of them, all of them are very encouraged. We're telling them that come out, you voted us, and we've been able to cite this structure here. We've been able to do this project, and so we need you to come out again, and we'll do more. So with all of that, we are encouraging them, and we believe that come 2023, a lot of people who have never voted before will come out in their numbers and vote.
Okay, okay, okay. Wow, that's
Yeah.
great. That's great. That's great. I want to say thank you so much, and for you making all the sacrifices to be on this show today. It's not an easy thing at all, and we are not taking it for granted. And my audience all over the world that are watching and those that are going to watch the replay, they have told me to tell you thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you very much. I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm happy.
And send our greetings to the Honorable Wyvern.
Thank you. I'll do that.
Okay. I will not want to keep you more than this. I didn't even think we were going to stay up to this time. It's supposed to be 30 minutes ago. So I think we have to round up for today. And maybe some other time you will come back again. But thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Is there
So,
one last word you would like to say? Because we have people watching from different countries. So one word you say to them?
I want to live with the words of Edmund Burke, who said, all that is necessary for evil to triumph is that good men do nothing. Good men continue to fold their hands, evil will thrive in the society. So I like to encourage everyone, every good person, every good Christian to come out and have a say on who become our leader. It is important.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And with that, we have come to the end of the show for today. Thank you, audience. And for those of you that will watch the replay, please leave a comment for us. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Leave a comment. Let us know how you enjoy the program. You can ask questions, whatever you want to ask, and we'll pass your message to the Honorable. Thank you so much, Honorable, for coming. God bless you. Until we meet again, we say bye.